Dawn of a world about to be lost. I open my eyes, my sleepy breath mingling with the humid air, thick with the scent of ferns and forest soil. The first light of day pierces through the thick canopy, shining on the high-tech spacesuit clinging to my body. The only reminder that I don't belong here. This is the Cretaceous, 66 million years before my time, 2025. I'm a time traveler, but this trip wasn't planned. A system glitch threw me into the land near the Yucatan Peninsula, where Mexico will one day stand, on a day I know will change the Earth forever. Today, an asteroid will strike, and the age of dinosaurs will end. Around me, the world wakes in a symphony of life. The temperature is warm, about 82 degrees, with humidity near 90%, making sweat bead on my forehead despite the suit's cooling system. This is an era when CO2 levels are 4 times higher than today, creating a lush, humid planet. I stand on a coastal plain, where slow rivers flow through swamps, carrying silt to nourish forests of ferns, towering conifers, and early flowering plants like magnolias, glistening with morning dew. The sea level is 330 feet higher than today, blending this land with jungles, marshes, and shimmering white sand beaches. A few dozen yards away, a herd of Edmontosaurus, duck-billed dinosaurs 40 feet long, munches on ferns, their low roars echoing like a natural choir. Each weighs up to 4 tons, moving slowly in a herd of over 50, their steps sending faint tremors through the ground. In the nearby bushes, a pair of Pectinodon, small dinosaurs just 6 feet long, their feathers glinting green, chase a giant dragonfly. Overhead, a Quetzalcoatlus with a 33-foot wingspan circles like a living airplane, its shadow sweeping across the glittering swamp water. In the distance, a ferocious roar erupts. A Tyrannosaurus rex, 40 feet long, its 8-inch teeth gleaming, scattering a flock of tiny, clever Troodon with big, round eyes. Beneath my feet, a tiny mammal, like Purgatorius, no bigger than a mouse, scurries to dig a burrow under tree roots, its eyes glinting with caution. I activate my recording device, a holographic screen flickering to life, capturing this ancient paradise. Over 700 dinosaur species rule this planet, from 100-ton titanosaurs to nimble Troodon. The Yucatan is home to marine reptiles like 50-foot Mosasaurus, ancient crocodiles like Dinosuchus, and millions of insects. Early birds, descendants of theropod dinosaurs, flit through the trees, their feathers shimmering like rainbows. I can't help but smile at this vibrant life, my heart racing with excitement. But then, I look up at the sky. A small, bright dot, brighter than any star, appeared last night. My device confirms. An asteroid 69 miles wide is hurtling toward us at 12 miles per second. My heart clenches. This paradise has only hours left to exist. I feel a strange helplessness. I know what's coming. The impact will release energy equal to billions of nuclear weapons, incinerating this forest, drowning the coast, and plunging the Earth into darkness. But I'm just a witness, a stranger from the future. Or can I do something? Save a few creatures? Record it all so humanity can understand this fateful day? I take a deep breath, the scent of forest soil filling my lungs, and decide, I'll record everything, and if I can, I'll help the tiny creatures, ancestors of humans, survive this doomsday. 8 a.m. The first signs. The sun has risen higher, golden light piercing the canopy, glinting off dewdrops on ferns. I stand on a rise, watching the vibrant jungle. The Edmontosaurus herd still munches leaves, their teeth grinding with a rhythmic crunch, blending with the trickle of a nearby river. A Quetzalcoatlus lands in the swamp, its long beak dipping into the water, pulling up a large fish and swallowing it in one gulp. But the sky is no longer peaceful. The bright dot I saw last night is now clearer, looking like a small moon even in daylight. I check my device. The asteroid is only hours away from Earth. My heart races, a sense of unease rising, as if I'm the one about to face the catastrophe. I notice a group of Troodon, clever dinosaurs with big eyes and sharp claws, looking up at the sky. They seem restless, pacing back and forth, letting out high-pitched chirps. Maybe their instincts sense something wrong. I decide to try warning them. I activate the laser on my suit, casting a red beam into the bushes nearby. The Troodon startle, their feathers bristling, then scatter into the forest. I sigh. How could they understand? They don't know death is coming from the sky. I look around, searching for a safe place. A few miles away on a low hill, I see a small cave, its entrance draped with moss and vines. That will be my shelter when the asteroid strikes. I walk quickly toward it, my heart heavy. I want to do something. Save these creatures, stop the disaster, but I know I'm powerless against an event this vast. Still, I tell myself, I'll record everything, and if I can, I'll help a few creatures survive. That's why I'm here. Even if it's just a twist of fate. 10:00 a.m., the moment of impact. I've just entered the cave when the sky suddenly blazes with light. I look up, through the gap at the cave's entrance, and see a massive object, nearly as large as the sun, hurtling toward the Yucatan coast. The asteroid, moving at 45,000 miles per hour, 60 times the speed of sound, rips through the atmosphere. A blinding flash erupts, as if a second sun has appeared. I quickly activate the heat and shock-resistant mode of my spacesuit, dropping to my knees on the cave floor, clutching my head. A terrifying roar echoes, as if the Earth itself is screaming. Through the holographic screen of my device, I see a colossal fireball erupting from the Gulf of Mexico, brighter than anything I've ever witnessed. The energy released is equivalent to billions of nuclear weapons, incinerating everything within a 930-mile radius. The thermal radiation, reaching tens of thousands of degrees Celsius, burns the forest to ashes in an instant. The ferns, conifers, and the Edmontosaurus herd I saw this morning are now nothing but dust. I feel my heart stop. The vibrant life I just admired has vanished in a blink. The ground shakes violently. An 11-magnitude earthquake, the strongest in Earth's history, cracks the cave's rocks, dust cascading around me. I cling to the rock wall, trying to stay calm. Through the screen, I see the Earth's crust at the impact site melting, forming a crater 15 miles deep and 62 miles wide. The ocean is pushed back hundreds of miles, as if the sea is fleeing. I feel a primal fear, as if I'm being hunted by an invisible enemy. But at the same time, I'm awestruck by the universe's power. This is the moment that shapes history, and I'm the only witness. 12:00 p.m. Tsunami and chaos. The shock wave from the impact arrives soon after, moving at over 620 miles per hour, as powerful as a superstorm from a gas giant planet. Through the cave's gap, I see trees ripped apart, flung miles away. The air grows stifling, thick with smoke and dust. I check my spacesuit, ensuring the oxygen supply is working. Then I hear another sound, the roar of water. A tsunami, hundreds of feet high, crashes onto the shore, swallowing the swamps and sandy beaches where the Edmontosaurus herd once stood. The water sweeps away everything: trees, dinosaur remains, and massive boulders from the impact. I look at my device's screen, seeing the impact crater now a temporary mountain, 6 miles high, before collapsing into a ring of tsunamis spreading in all directions. These waves, when they hit continental shores, will rise to 3,300 feet, enough to submerge every skyscraper humanity will ever build. I feel a deep sadness. Just hours ago, I heard the roars of dinosaurs, smelled the tropical forest. Now it's all just destruction. Inside the cave, I spot a group of tiny mammals like Purgatorius, trembling in a corner. They're small, gray-furred, with wide, fearful eyes. I feel a spark of hope. These are humanity's ancestors, the creatures that will inherit the Earth after this catastrophe. I use a shield from my spacesuit to block the cave entrance, keeping out the glowing debris falling from the sky. I tell myself if I can help them survive, I'll contribute to the future of my own species. 3:00 p.m. Wildfires and a blood-red sky. The sky is now blood-red, not from sunset, but from millions of tons of debris from the impact, heating to hundreds of degrees Celsius as they friction with the atmosphere. Wildfires rage everywhere, burning 20–50% of the Earth's vegetation. Through the cave's gap, I see the once green jungle now a sea of fire. The roars of trapped dinosaurs echo, then fade to silence. A few early birds, perhaps relatives of Archaeopteryx, fly past, their feathers singed, struggling to escape the smoke and flames. I feel a weight in my chest. The life I saw this morning, the roars of Edmontosaurus, the soaring of Quetzalcoatlus, the sharp eyes of Trudon, is now just a memory. I activate the fire suppression device on my spacesuit, creating a small safe zone in the cave to protect the mammals. I look at them, the tiny creatures huddling together, and feel a strange responsibility. I can't save the world, but I can save them, even if it's just a few. I keep recording, capturing the blood-red sky and wildfires. This is evidence of the apocalypse, something future humanity needs to know to cherish the planet. But as I watch the flames devour the jungle, I can't help but wonder, can humanity avoid a similar fate? I feel a mix of fear and determination. I have to survive to bring this story back to 2025. 6:00 p.m. Darkness falls. The sky's gone pitch black, like the sun just clocked out for good. A massive column of smoke packed with sulfur and soot from the impact spreads across the atmosphere, blocking 99% of sunlight. The temperatures dropped hard, from 86 degrees to 41 degrees in just hours, making me shiver even in my insulated suit. Outside the cave, only the glow of distant wildfires remains, but they're fading fast. No sounds of life anymore, no roars, no cries, just the cold wind whistling through the cave entrance and the acrid smell of smoke. I check on the mammals in the cave. They're still alive, though trembling from cold and hunger. I pull some food rations from my suit, energy bars designed for time travelers, and grind them up for the critters to eat. Watching them nibble, I feel a flicker of comfort. Maybe, in this destruction, there's still hope. But looking outside at the ink-black sky, I can't help feeling alone. I'm the only one who knows what's happening, and I can't share this fear with anyone. I switch on the cave's heating device, creating a warm enough environment for the mammals to survive the initial cold. I think about the proto-birds I saw this afternoon. If I could save a few, maybe I'd help preserve the direct descendants of dinosaurs. I tell myself, every creature I save is a chance for the future. 1200 a.m. The nuclear winter begins. The cold's gotten brutal now, hitting 13 degrees. This is the start of the impact winter, when sunlight's completely blocked, shutting down photosynthesis. Over 70% of Earth's plants will die in weeks, and 90% of phytoplankton, the ocean food chain's foundation, are already gone, collapsing marine reptiles like Mosasaurus and ammonites. I check my gear. The time travel signal's still scrambled by the impact's energy. I'm stuck here, at least for now. Outside, there's no sign of life. Just the cold wind and that choking smoke smell. On my screen, I see some fungi starting to grow on charred plant remains, a sign of a harsh new ecosystem. I feel a nameless sadness. The vibrant forest I saw this morning is now a dead zone. I think about the dinosaurs, Tyrannosaurus rex, Edmontosaurus, Quetzalcoatlus, and wonder if they felt fear before they died. I, a human from the future, am shivering in a cave, unsure if I'll make it back. I write a log on my device. Day 1 of the Chicxulub disaster. I've seen the most vibrant life and the most horrific destruction. If humanity gets this message, cherish your planet. I send a distress signal, hoping someone in 2025 picks it up. Still, I know the odds are slim. 600 a.m., the next day, a new world. Dawn doesn't come. The sky's still pitch black, like time's frozen. At least 75% of Earth's species are extinct, including most dinosaurs, except a few birds. The small mammals in the cave are still alive, thanks to my protection. I look at them, these tiny but tough creatures, and feel a weird pride. I've helped them, even if it's just a small act in the grand cosmic picture. Through the cave's crack, I spot a proto-bird, maybe an Archaeopteryx relative flying by, its wings weak but stubborn. It's a symbol of hope, of life that'll keep going. I decide to stay in the cave a few more days, protecting the small critters until my time travel gear works again. I pull a tool from my suit and carve into the cave wall. The day the dinosaurs died, but life will go on. Cherish this planet. I check my gear. The signal's starting to stabilize. Maybe I'll get back to 2025 soon. But before I go, I collect DNA samples from dinosaur remains near the cave and some surviving plant seeds, storing them in my suit. These will be my gift to humanity so they can understand the past and their duty to the future. Conclusion. The legacy of a day. In 24 hours, I've witnessed the collapse of a thriving era and made a tiny contribution to the survival of creatures that'll shape the modern world. I couldn't stop the asteroid, but I saved a few ancestors of humanity, recorded the story of Doomsday, and carved a message of hope. As I prepare to activate my time travel gear, I look back at the cave, where the mammals are sleeping peacefully. I smile, even as tears roll down my cheeks. This story isn't just about destruction, but about life's resilience. And I, a lost time traveler, have become part of it.